Welcome. In front of me I have the Authentics 300 from JBL, and this is a actually wireless speaker from them, and I will go unboxing along with a quick look and a listen of this pretty fantastic looking speaker. Okay, now popping it open. Actually, before I do so, I am gonna flip it over to the back, however difficult this might be with this limited space. And here we have a bunch of information. Now this comes basically loaded with every kind of assistant that you can think of. So we have, just going over this quickly, superior acoustic design and performance, a voice assistant simultaneously on one device with Bluetooth, AirPlay, 2 Alexa multi-room music, Spotify connection, and Chromecast built in. So like I said, everything that you could possibly think of. The only thing that I guess wasn't here is anything from Samsung, but Samsung I think uses Google anyway, so not a problem. Then we have a built-in battery for 8 hours playtime. The reason I mentioned that this is a wireless one is because they have the Authentics 200, and this one is a wired speaker. It's very similar design. It's a little bit lower wattage, but it almost looks the same. It's just missing the little handle and obviously the built-in battery that this one comes with. And we have automatic self-tuning. This is something very interesting, I would say. And yeah, that's basically everything there is to it. So let's flip it over. There we go. Gonna cut my way in. Authentics family. So it looks like they actually have even a bigger one right here. So this one would be Authentics 300. This is the 200. And this, I could guess, what, 500? Like I said, I have no actual clue. Anyway, here we have instruction, and that's basically it. So I'm not even gonna open that up. Then we got very, very similar packaging to what the Marshall Acton came in. And little package right here. Let's get rid of that. Now, one thing that I recommend when you're taking this out, don't grab it from the bottom. There is a woofer membrane right at the bottom, which when I was unpacking the 200, I kind of grabbed it in, pushed it a little bit in. It didn't cause any damage, but still, preferably you don't want to grab it from the bottom where you might just kind of like damage it. I am going to place it on my lap right now as I am working with very, very limited space. Now, I'll point out under there we have our cable. So you need to take out this little last cardboard, and then you have another one which houses the power supply. I'm not going to take this out just because I don't have space to even do this really, and because I do actually have a cable from the 200 version that is already plugged in. So taking out this cable, it's kind of redundant, and this is also a wireless speaker anyway, so I don't actually need the cable. Now, setting that up here, once I actually move the box so I can actually scoot over. There we go. Let's pop it open. So we do have little stickers right here. So here is the entire speaker. You have a nice handle. It moves nicely. Yeah, this does feel really premium right out of the box. Now, taking a look at the design right here, we do have a tweeters right here under this convex mesh right here. So it does kind of protrude a little bit, as you can see. Oh, that's a weird look. Anyway, so yeah, there is our tweeters. Then at the bottom, if I flip it over, you can see we have the woofer that I was speaking of. And we have also these little rubberized feet. You can also see they do have a concave shape right here. Now, because of their design, this speaker does wobble a little bit. Now, this is designed by choice to, I presume, just kind of like not make the speaker vibrate the entire surface that it's laying on with the base that it's obviously hitting the, for instance, table or whatever you're placing it on. So wobble wise, it just kind of prevents some kind of shaking and stuff like that. So that's good, but it does kind of feel wonky, like unstable a little bit when taking it out of the box and placing it the first time around. It just kind of feels it's unevenly placed almost. Now, taking a look at the back, if I can, there we go, flip it over. And let's move that. Actually, I'm gonna remove this sticker. Oh, there we go, this one came off much easier. So right here, we can see that we have a bunch of access ports right here. So we have the Ethernet port, then we got an auxiliary, USB-C, our power for charging, and obviously using it wired. Along with, at the very top, you can see we have a microphone switch. Because this device, like I mentioned before, comes with almost every possible assistant, you might actually, surprisingly, want some privacy from the assistants to not listen to you. So you can just flip it over and turn off the microphone on a hardware side. So you don't have like the, you know, supposed toggle off in software. This is hardware-wise. Good design. Now, flipping it over and booting it up. Hopefully it has charge. And it does. And this looks like it's a battery indicator, as the 200 didn't have this one at all. Okay, so let's get it connected. Oh, right, I would probably benefit from actually putting it in the pairing mode. There we go. So right now it's in pairing mode and it's already showing up. Connect. Pair. And that's it. It's connected. Cool. Simple as that. Now booting up some Crabbrave on my phone. That's... Nope, not this. We can get a quick listen to it. Let's hope that it's not going to blast our ears away right off the bat. Now you can also see here the little LED indicates the volume of the speaker, and this is separated from my phone right now. As you can see, it doesn't really move this one. I believe in the settings I can possibly connect these. Let's see. So in here, if I go, nope, I don't want to disconnect, cancel. Yep, sync volume with phone, so I can control the volume of the speaker with the phone itself. Additionally, there's also an application that comes with this for this speaker that will allow you to also control things like the treble, the bass, obviously the volume, and possibly maybe even equalizers. I haven't checked it out just yet, nor will I be doing this on the video right now, but on the box it mentions that there is a application that can connect this to. Now, taking a quick look at, or listen more like, to the speaker, I'm gonna crank up the volume a little bit. Anyway, that's good enough for like a first little listen. It obviously sounds really good. Now, one thing that I want to point out is this is a bigger speaker if we compare it to, oh, there we go, have it just on this side, to the 200 version, the Authentic 200, and you can kind of see just how much different they are in size. So it is a significant difference. This itself is basically what I would consider as the almost same exact size as the Actin 3 is. This is a speaker that I was using, and this already boasts a 90 watts of power for the speaker. This one is 100, so it's only like 10 watts more of I think it's like peak power consumption. So it's much bigger comparatively. But obviously, like I mentioned, this actually comes with a built-in battery, while this one does not, so it needs to be always plugged in. This, on the other hand side, you can just take on the go, and yeah, play while you're on the beach or whatever. And it also has this obviously nice little handle design right here, so you can easily carry it, which is a really nice thing. Taking a look at the actual handle, let's peel that off. There we go. You can see it also has the same kind of design, the leatherish finish on it. I don't think this is actually real leather, though I could be wrong. I don't know if this is real, but it still adds to the kind of look of this device, and it does look premium, feels premium, and sounds premium, I would say. So yeah, pretty good all in all. So there we go. One thing that I want to point out, which I have encountered right here, I do like the design right here with the little knobs being here for you to adjust the treble, volume, and bass. I do want to point out one thing though. If you're looking at this speaker from a side, like for instance I am, so I'm sitting kind of like right there, these kind of LED indicators, they're a bit lower. So if I kind of put it to the camera kind of like I see it, for instance, right from this angle, you don't get to see right now almost half of the possible volume that you're in. So you can see just right here when it starts popping out from the other side. But anything between, yeah, it's kind of obstructed. So not necessarily the best kind of design right here. The LED ring would have been better if it's like right here for you to actually be able to see it, rather than below the knob, because it is the LED is almost under the knob. So yeah, it's just kind of wonky design considering it is obstructed by just the view of perspective right here. So you don't always get to see the actual thing unless you just kind of literally like pop your head in there to get to see. So yeah, just wanted to point it out as it's all in all very premium design right here, and this is just kind of like the nitpick that I would have that isn't necessarily the clearest, which like I said, I'm coming from a user that myself, I use the Actin 3, which is the smaller kind of like the compared to the 200 basically, and it is a wired speaker, but it has the more traditional kind of knobs like you would see on the little for instance guitar equipment. So yeah, and that has also lights that are just embedded in the more of a flat surface, so you can easily see it, and because the knob is much smaller, it doesn't really obstruct as much of the volume view for each one of these knobs, as it also comes with a bass, treble, and the volume knob. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to point that out there. Now, with that being said, all in all, it's a great speaker. One more thing that I will add is the price of this device, and it's not cheap. It comes at about $450 US. Now that would be also including tax, and that is a relatively expensive speaker. It's more expensive than the Marshalls are, but Marshall, like for instance the Actin and the one size bigger, do not come with a built-in battery. So this one has actually a one-up over the Marshalls, as it has a built-in battery that you can take on a go, and you don't need to worry about needing a power source to actually play music, which is really good. And like I mentioned, Actin 3 does not have that, which is very comparable to the smaller one, the Authentic 200. The 300 compared to the Marshall's version, this one is better while costing about the same or close enough to it. At least I think it does. Don't quote me on that, honestly. I haven't actually checked out and don't remember the name of the comparison to basically this from Marshall, how it's named, but I think it was about this same price. And like I said, it does not come with a with the battery in there, so you always need to be plugged in. And in terms of wattage and the performance, I believe it will be very similar. They're both fantastic speakers, and whichever one you go, even with the smaller one, the wired one, you're still gonna have an enjoyable time listening to these. So with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.